Yeah, so we recognized a need to try to identify the patients that were sort of slipping through the cracks, so to speak, that were not coming back for scheduled appointments or needed tests, et cetera. And we had no way prior to FITEL of identifying those patients. So it was sort of just make an appointment and for them and hope that they come back, but there was no way to actually reach out and capture them. Our experience with FITEL in terms of patient outreach has been tremendous. I mean, we've been doing it for a number of years now, so now it's just kind of part of what we do and how we do things and who we are. So it's kind of part of the fabric. Our patients expect it, our doctors are familiar with it, our staff are familiar with it, et cetera. But so it's kind of hard to compare because we've been doing it for so long. But back in the quote old days, there just was a little bit of chaos in terms of having adequate follow-up and being able to get those patients and identify those gaps in care. It was absolutely key that FITEL was optimized for the patient-centered medical home at Ben Memorial Clinic. We moved forward with a very robust medical home model in January 2010. So we're just about to complete 4 years of that experience. And patient outreach is an important part of that, of course. There are many, many components to a robust medical home and a patient-centered model of care. But outreach is very, very important. So the ability for the FITEL module to provide auto credit for the NCQA accreditation was very important to us and has been very helpful to us as we are even now currently proceeding through that accreditation process. When it comes to applying or going through the NCQA accreditation process, as you probably know, it's a very detailed, process-oriented application. So there are many different scenarios, parts and subparts that you have to test for and prove that you are meeting specific criteria. So the auto feature allows us to just go ahead and meet that with a minimum of extra work and extra documentation because the work has already been done. The FITEL outreach module dovetailed beautifully with our medical home model because at the same time that we implemented the PCMH, we also implemented an electronic disease registry. And of course, there's many areas of overlap between disease registry approach and the FITEL outreach. In my mind, the two in our clinic married perfectly, where our disease registry was really sort of a fine, one-on-one, human-to-human approach, and the FITEL augmented that with a much larger population outreach approach. A great example of the power of the outreach model in the medical home relates to a 54-year-old man who came in to see me as a new patient approximately a year ago, and he had not had any insurance and not had any medical care prior to that for many years. So using the medical home model and the disease registry approach, we identified several gaps in care for this gentleman, routine care, cholesterol screening, diabetes screening, et cetera. But also among those was colonoscopy screening. So my staff and I educated him about that need. He agreed to proceed with it. And then at colonoscopy, he was found to have a stage 3 colon cancer. So that's not altogether that unsurprising. It happens. It's not that unusual. Not typical, of course. But what was unusual in this man's case is that during the staging of that cancer, he was found to have a second cancer, which is a renal cell carcinoma, which is completely unrelated. And so he underwent sequentially partial colectomy for the treatment of the colon cancer, and then followed by a partial nephrectomy for successful treatment of the renal cell carcinoma. So that guy was very lucky. Having the FITEL outreach module in place is a key component for us in terms of being able to move down the path towards value-based payments and the assumption of risk. Having the confidence that we can identify those patients, reach out to them in a timely manner to address gaps in care, but also help reduce ER visits, hospital admissions, and readmissions. So we do have daily huddles with the staff, and then also communication with the physicians. The physician huddle actually occurs more towards the end of the day when you can review what is happened during that day. So we review what's gone wrong, what's gone right, what are opportunities for improvement. But in terms of proactive approach, our staff use the disease registry and the FITEL module to identify patients ahead of time, pre-visit, to do some work there and get prepared for that visit. I think when you look at the numbers of patients that need to be engaged in their care, I think the idea of trying to accomplish that without an automated solution, highly unlikely. It just takes too much manpower, too much time, too much effort. It's just not going to happen. Nobody has that kind of resource pool to accomplish that work. The importance of patient outreach for population health management, the ability to control costs and deliver higher quality of care, all while maintaining and improving patient satisfaction, is really something that we are striving as an organization to achieve. A key component of that is an automated outreach solution that identifies gaps in care for our patients that need them and get them into the office for needed visits or overdue preventive services screening. To achieve the triple aim, right, which is better patient care, lower total cost of care, better patient satisfaction, you really need population health management tools and patient engagement, and you need engaged providers. And a great way to segue into that is through patient outreach, particularly an automated patient outreach solution like FITEL, which really does a lot of the hard work for the physicians. It takes a lot of the work off their plate. Many of them do not realize this, but it makes their job a lot easier, and at the same time helps provide better patient care at a very low cost and a great ROI.